Good Sunday morning, brothers and sisters. Today, I'd like to share with you a chapter, not just a verse. It's Sunday. Let's do something a little more for God today than the other days of the week. Let us remember what He's done for us, and therefore observe the Sabbath. Try to keep it holy. So I want to share a psalm, an entire psalm with you. And you probably heard it in its song form, but it's probably my favorite psalm. Enough about me. Let's jump into the King James Version. Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, how happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. I want to point out in verse 7 there where it said, raise it. That does not mean elevate it, that means flatten it. As the cities are raised when they're destroyed in war. Trying to think about my World War history there. Maybe it's a little early for me to accomplish accessing my memory. But you may have heard the very same chapter sung. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing in the other versions like we usually do. But it said, I'm going to give you the quote of the day, and I selected one. And I'm trying to do this from memory. By Charles Baudelaire, a Frenchman presumably. But you've heard this perhaps in the movie The Usual Suspects. That the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he did not exist. How that's light. In any case, how true that is. And I do want to get back into that verse of the day rhyme of the day format that got started with 2 years ago now. So why don't we just use that very same pre-written song as our rhyme of the day. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, and there we wept. Uh, my apologies, I had to pause it for some moments. Where were we? Oh yeah, with the sublime cover of Psalm 137. I think that's pretty cute that they're covering the Bible in literally a song written by, I don't know who, but by the rivers of Babylon, where he sat down, and there he wept when he remembered Zion. O from the wicked, carry us away from captivity, apart from us a song. How can we sing King Alpha a song in a strange land? So let the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight. Override. And I'm not going to just basically repeat that whole little bit. But if you're still watching and putting up with me, let me go back to verse 7 of that Psalm 137 into the English Standard Version. Remember, O Lord, against the Edomites the day of Jerusalem, how they said, lay it bare down to its foundations, not raise it. So apparently the translation committee understood that raise it to the ground is kind of misleading, especially if you're not reading it but hearing it. But they go on to translate.
You up, bitch? Can't get no help.
That's what it is.
Work.
Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, doomed to be destroyed, blessed shall be he who repays you with what you have done to us. Blessed shall he be who takes your little ones and dashes them against the rock. All right, that's pretty intense stuff there, destroying of babies. But make no mistake, the Lord's vengeance is something you don't want to be on the receiving side of. I'm looking in the New Living Translation a bit, see if there's anything I would. Yeah, when you start the very same chapter, beside the rivers of Babylon, we sat down and wept as we thought of Jerusalem. And why wouldn't they weep? They had been taken out of Jerusalem. This refers to the first Babylonian captivity. We put away our harps, hanging them on the branches of poplar trees, for our captors demanded a song from us. You know, if you've ever seen the movie Blazing Saddles, where the guy says, sing us a song. I can't use the language, even in quoting the movie. But, a working song. That's kind of what they were doing. Our captors demanded a song from us. Our tormentors insisted on a joyful hymn. And that's probably where Mel Brooks even got some of this movie. But, moving on, verse 4, but how can we sing the songs of the Lord while in this pagan land? If I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget how to play the harp. May my tongue stick to the roof of my mouth if I fail to remember you, if I don't make Jerusalem my greatest joy. O Lord, remember what the Edomites did on the day the armies of Babylon captured Jerusalem. Destroy me, they yelled. Level it to the ground. O Babylon, you will be destroyed. Happy is the one who pays you back for what you have done to us. Happy is the one who takes your babies and smashes them against the rocks. Now, I will point out, particularly in the New Living Translation, they don't actually say Jesus or God is the one that's going to take your babies and smash them against the rocks. That's left the implication, and considering the way that these things were translated, it may be completely accurate, but they are talking to the Lord from verse 7. O Lord, remember what the Edomites did. They're praying, and they're beseeching the Lord to destroy it, level it to the ground. I suppose in a way, you could look at this more as angry, enslaved people trying to, I mean, you'll say some very, very horrible things about your tormentors or captors. So, I can empathize with them. I don't know that I would have ever said, I want your baby smashed against the rocks. But thankfully we live in different times, but what with some of the other things going on, and I'm referring to, say that, I'm trying not to get political here, I don't want to take the video down, but that law that was recently repealed, you know the one I'm talking about, that's caused a lot of babies to be metaphorically smashed against the rocks. And I'm going to leave you all with that for the message of the day. Try to remember that today is Sunday, and as Christians, this is our Sabbath, and keep it holy. God bless you. See you all in the morning. Hopefully even more than you all.